trying to do things and I'm having a hard time. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Vinny's Corner. I'm your host, Vinny. This is my co-host, Cove. What's going on, brother? How are you this evening?
Not too bad, not too bad.
So as you guys can probably see, I'm a Knicks fan. NBA season has returned. So we'll start bringing the NBA back into the show, and we'll have an NBA focus here in a couple of weeks after they've had a little bit of time to kind of get settled in with the season, and we see how things are going.
We'll see when Knicks get a couple wins by then.
Listen, man, we just had an awful third quarter. Okay, it happens. I'm not going to stress about that because whatever, it happens. But you know what? Also, I actually just said this to one of my mutuals online because she was saying something about come on Knicks, and I was like, yeah, but my concern is the third quarter. We stink in the third quarter, and then we just gave up 21 points to one guy in the third quarter, which is awful. So
I thought about it. I thought about it already. I was like, I'm gonna order a Halliburton jersey just to wear live, just for fun.
Dude. Oh, you're an awful human being. You're an awful. Listen, I just want everybody to know this is what Canadians are actually like. They are awful human beings. Yo, no, oh my God. He said he's gonna get a Halliburton jersey just to wear on live with me, the Knicks fan. That's a terrible person right there. That's my boy. Terrible person. Okay, so awesome way to start the show. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for jumping on for those that are following us. So as we've been doing recently, we're going to start off with Vinny's must-see for this weekend. It's boxing, of course, but this weekend, so historically in boxing, right, people have always loved the heavyweights, whether it was Ali, Tyson, Foreman. I mean, just through the years, you fast forward to guys like Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk, who is the undisputed champion. He has an injury. So right now, he can't take on any mandatory challengers. Rather than just taking the time off, the mandatory challenger, Joe Parker, who's a bit of a journeyman, but he's fought all of the top level fighters, the elite fighters. He beat Deontay Wilder once upon a time. He's an excellent fighter. He's got a lot of great wins. He's 33 years old, tough as can be, guy from New Zealand. Rather than just saying, okay, I'll wait until it's my turn to fight for the belts, he was like, I'm going to stay active. So he doesn't take any regular fight. He goes to the guy in England. He's like one of the champions in England who's a heavyweight. His name's Fabio Wardley. This guy does not step in the ring with anybody and let them out. He knocks out everyone he fights. Brutally, savagely KOs everybody. So this is actually an amazing boxing evening, guys. So it'll be on this weekend. It's on Saturday. Now, it's in the UK. It's at O2 Arena, so it'll be a daytime fight. Now, what I did, rather than giving you guys 30 million details here online, I actually posted on my account today on X, Vinny's Corner 1. I posted an article, and it's got everything. It breaks down the fighters for you, so you can everything you need to know about Fabio Wardley and Joe Parker. It tells you all about the undercards. It gives you start times for the fight, and it gives you what my pick is going to be for the fight as well. So check out my page on X. You guys can check it out there. You get a little bit more on the fights. But that's my must-see for this weekend. Absolute banger. Almost a guarantee somebody's getting KO'd. So check that out. All right. All right. So now, the title of the show, right, is about the World Series, right? So let's talk about how we got here. We had a sweep, and probably, I don't even know if let's stop saying probably. And the greatest single performance in Major League Baseball postseason. Mm-hmm. I'm saying probably just because it wasn't in the World Series. Okay, so let's say that, right?
Postseason. You can still say postseason.
But just in the postseason, 10 Ks, 3 home runs, 500 on the day hitting, just absolute dominance, 6 innings from Shohei Ohtani. Like the kind of thing that, as a baseball fan, for guys like us growing up this way, it was one of those things where even though, and I'm a Yankee fan, right? But I walked away and I was like, oh my goodness. I can't believe I just got to see that. That was incredible.
I watched the 6-for-6 game. I've watched that, and then I watched the 3-for-3 game with the 10 Ks, and I was just like, It's just I don't know. I don't even want to use the word generational talent with that kid, but the kid's amazing.
Listen, I don't want to sound like over the moon, right?
Yeah.
But if he continues at the pace that he is at now,
Yeah.
with the offensive and defensive skill sets that he has,
Hmm.
like he is on his way to being the GOAT of baseball.
Pretty
Like,
much.
you know what I mean? He'll,
Every time we do these shows and talk about it, like NL MVP, we put Shohei up there. Every time. It's Shohei's to lose.
dude, I mean, listen, the narrative before the game was how Shohei wasn't performing
Hmm.
in this postseason, which was
Yeah.
very un-Shohei, right? He was
Yeah.
batting something like 157 from the field for the rest of the playoffs. And then,
Yeah.
the same day that people started saying all this stuff in the media, that morning, he shows up that afternoon and he goes crazy, right?
Yeah.
Just an incredible performance. And now conversely, another absolute legend so far in the postseason. And as we know, this is not his first time. He's got a cheater's pedigree from the Astros. The
Playoff
newfound
Springer.
Canadian. What'd you say?
Playoff Springer. Playoff Springer.
Playoff Springer. Unreal. This guy, it's one of those things where there are Yankees fans going, he must have brought something. He must be doing something wrong up there in Toronto because there's no way he is playing this good. Just do it. But
I give it to him for taking that ball off that knee and then doing the walk, doing that home run. Like
unbelievable. And it's not like it was that one home run. That was the home run, but there have been multiple home runs. You know what I mean? They're like, and all of them have been clutch time hits, or open up the game and just like get us out in front. It hasn't been oh, we're beating them up. Now I'm gonna hit a home run. When he hits a home run, it counts. You know? So
100%.
all right, so we're here, right? We got the first game 2 days from now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I mean, you're a Canadian. I know a lot of you guys want to see the Toronto, the Blue Jays. So guys, Cove is actually a White Sox fan, but as a countryman of that team, he does get behind the Blue Jays, of course, for a postseason run like this. That's just been historic, right? So totally fair. So like for you, what's like the big thing right now? Like, what do they need to do? How do they keep this going and win the World Series?
The one thing that the Jays have running for them, and I've seen the stats on it, I've seen the videos on it, I've seen the articles on it. The Jays in this playoffs are number one in every category. So if they keep that going, then they don't have a problem with LA because LA's pitching, even though I've always favored it. But if you can keep beating through it as much as they do, because they have not just three guys that can hit when it counts, they have 5 or 6 guys that can hit when it counts. So it really matters because like if they can beat down their pitching and stuff like that and keep they also have like one of the number one defenses in the playoffs. So with that mix like that, so beat up on the pitching and you'll probably see the Jays win. But if the pitching takes care of the Jays, like Blake Snell and Yamamoto are on the second day, like that's a tough lineup to go up against. Because you still got, and he's never had that narrative of playoff Snell, but he's still going to be Blake Snell in the playoffs. And
dude, he just pitched 8 innings in his last outing and was flawless.
Yeah.
And then he had all this time off. There is no mentally, he's going into this game to pitch 8 to 9 innings.
Yeah, Blake's prepared for an 8 inning one hit game. He's guaranteed getting for it. Got it for it.
And so
and then you got Yamamoto on the very next day. It's just like that's tough against as a hitter going against those two pitchers that have shown dominance in their last 2 outings.
Honestly, the way that the two of them leveled up when the playoffs started, like that needs to be studied. You don't see that all the time. To have that kind of DNA in 2 of your rotation, Like,
Yeah.
you're lucky to get one guy like that. But two of your guys show up and just go lights out. Oh, that's too much.
And the other thing I've seen about LA lately was 5 of their players were all like pretty much like a discarded from some other organization that they just picked up. It's like that's not our fault. You let us have these guys. We just learned how to work together.
I feel like LA is better at fixing players
Yeah. Well,
than,
so that's what I
than
was essentially
developing them.
saying is
But
they
they're
pick
better
up
to
the
like
pieces and
from
then
the
they
farm system up. They're not as good. I feel like.
no.
I feel like they're better at developing like taking a pro who's already here, but
Yeah.
taking somebody who's like wet behind the ears, not so much.
Mhm.
So now to your point, right? So they need to beat up on the pitchers, right? So Springer's been doing his thing. Vlad Jr. has come through in a major way on more than one occasion, right? He's looking awesome. One of their batting leaders who really has been like quiet comparatively, I would say this postseason is Bichette.
Yeah, Bichette's hasn't been able to be on roster until the World Series.
Why is that?
It's because he wasn't ready due to his injury by the
So
time the ALCS started. So he just said, "Take me out until the next series because I'll be
so
ready."
imagine they had a guy sitting on the bench this whole time next to Donnie Baseball who
Yeah.
bats 311 and has a 483 slugging percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to add him back into the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
That could be the secret sauce, You just one strong player like
I'm
that.
not too pro for that right now because like Bichette has been out, but Bichette has to be. He's not coming in hot. He's
Of
coming
course.
in warm into the playoffs. Like so, his bat is going to be there, but I just don't know how it is. Now I have to gauge him on game 1 and game 2 because if he starts going off game 1 and game 2 and helps him out in a big way, in many ways, yeah, I'll believe it. But if he comes in and he goes say 2 for 6, 2 for 8, then I'm going to question it.
Okay, so let me ask you. Right? Okay, so now, so obviously they're adding this piece. So like we see what that's going to be a difference in their lineup. Do you expect him to maybe start off as like a DH, or do you think they're going to throw him full in? Because
I believe he'll be go. I believe he fully will go in.
Because like here's my only question I guess around it is right. So, and shame on me for not knowing who is starting at shortstop right now in his place. But they've been doing so good with what they have.
Yeah.
That like, okay, so Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say, like, how can you forget about IKF?
Like he's been doing so good for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and when I say so good, like, excuse me, I couldn't think of the name, but he's been doing good enough where, as a fan of your rival, I wasn't looking at him like this guy's messing up. You know what I mean? He's doing exactly what he needs to every game, and it's showing up. So I don't know. I feel like they might DH him to start.
I don't know about DH because depends on how he wants to slide that over, right?
Yeah.
Because the guys that have been taking over for Bichette they've proven themselves to be there, so like it's hard to take them out when they're hot too.
And so, okay, now here's another, and I'm focused on the Blue. Obviously, because I'm a Yankees fan, I've been studying the Blue Jays pretty heavily.
And we all know about your loving affection for LA.
Listen, we know what LA is at this point. Now I'm looking at the probable lineups and pitchers and everything for the game. Toronto hasn't announced. We're less than 48 hours from game time. They haven't announced their starting pitcher. Who do you think? Huh?
No, they have. They have.
Can you? Oh, you can't see. It's literally. I'm on ESPN right now. It says undecided. Who are they starting? Very interested. Is there a Toronto fan out there? Can somebody answer that question? Because when I'm looking, I see that they haven't announced their starting pitcher yet. I see that Snellzilla is pitching for the LA Dodgers though. So I'm just
Oh,
curious.
it. Yeah, I thought it was decided, but I guess it's not.
Yeah. So like
I think they have like a 10 a.m. release time. So like I think that'll be Friday morning is when they're gonna release it. Who's gonna pitch?
anything they can do to throw off the Dodgers, right? They got to do
No,
something.
they've always done it. They always done it. They through the whole playoffs. Every time they had a TBD, they announced it by 10 in the morning next day.
Um,
I think it's just something they've always done.
what do you think? I'm thinking it's going to be Gassman or Bieber to start.
No, just Bieber was just in.
Bieber just pitched.
Yeah, Bieber just pitched.
Okay, so it's not going to be Bieber. Okay, so
Yeah,
maybe Gassman.
You Savage just pitched last game, so like too. So it's gotta be Gosman. Gosman just pitched too, like not too long ago. So
Well, because they went 7 games, so it's a little. You know what I mean? When you go seven
I know,
games,
you know, I think Gosman's rested for it, but I don't think I think Gosman's like in game two.
if I'm not mistaken,
Gosman might be game one. Gosman is probably going to go game one, but if not, I would slot him in at a two.
he
I
pitched 2 games in the last series.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
that's what
he's
I'm
going
saying.
off minimum rest. But you know what? He's a pitcher. I feel like too much rest for a pitcher right now can be bad. And he's been good.
It's worth it for the Mariners. Got to win on a pitcher on a 24-day rest, so it's like it's gonna be the environment. You know this as a sports fan as anything is. You go to these events and the fans they're in Toronto. It is. I know it's Snellzilla, but it's also still Toronto. It's just different.
What is the Blue Jays environment like?
It's.
Like
I
certain
would.
certain parks stand out. I don't know anything. Like when I think the Blue Jays, I'm not like, oh my God, that's a hard place to play. Like
I'll say it like this. I heard the best kind of description of it that could vividly put it out there for anybody. I'd say it feels like everybody's vibrating. Then it gets so loud when good things happen that you feel like your vision is just vibrating for
wow.
every individual because it's just moving so fast.
That's great. You know what? So I really didn't know that. And you know, some stadiums are louder and more difficult than others.
That's not. I wouldn't say that's your traditional. I can't. I have not been in enough games to ever warrant any kind of opinion on it. But like, I guarantee, like some regular season games, you probably do get loud, but not like this. Like it's different. It was game seven. We haven't seen a game seven since 2015 when the walk off with the bat flip happened in
No,
2015.
people were saying that this is better than the bat flip.
It is better than Buffett because arguably it puts the Jays in the World Series for the first time in 32 years. Yes, you,
Yeah,
you
I can
can't
agree to that.
question that.
I can agree to that.
Batista's walk off took him to the ALCS, but they did not win it.
That's like Reggie Miller putting the dagger in us, making it to the next round, but not winning.
Yeah,
You know, it's not as cool when you don't win.
I was waiting for some kind of dig at somewhere.
Pacers.
Yeah, Pacers. Oh,
Hey, you
yeah.
know what? But listen, here, so like, and I know we're talking baseball, but here's the thing. My team is like the favorite to win the East. So now the pressure's on. Like, no excuses. Like, the expectation is there that like we're going to the finals, right? We're not facing like everyone else is messed up. It's either us or the Cavs,
Yeah.
you know?
Still, but the Pacers have been on point. They almost won. I'll say it like this: they almost won the championship. They failed. They almost won the other championship the year before. The I always call it the Mickey Mouse kind of ring, the inter league championships or whatever, and they almost won that like 2 years ago. So this team is built to win a championship. They just don't know when.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So what's okay? You know, we're at that
And
point.
to be fair, when I was a teen and loving into sports, really getting into sports, I did love the Knicks then. Even though I did love Jordan way more, but I still gave respect to the Knicks. So I always like trolling on the Knicks just because it's your diehard fans. It's not you. It's just your diehard fans. You guys chef kiss every elimination you ever guys do because you be like 1 year you guys we want Boston and guess what? Boston kicked your ass. Every time you got your fan base opens their mouths and runs the streets of
Hater.
New York and yells it out, you guys always choke.
Cove is a hater. That that's he was just prefacing it by saying that he used to like them, but he's really a
I
hater.
did. Oh, I love the Knicks when Ewing was around. Yeah, I love the Knicks when Ewing was around.
It was a good time. It was a good time for New York basketball, but it was just a bad time too because Jordan existed.
Yeah, because
Like
Jordan,
you would
nobody
be
could.
mad that we would lose, but then you would turn on the TV and you see Jordan when they did the finals, like the lights out when they do the announcing the teams. You'd be like, "Oh my God, here comes Jordan," and that was it. You forget about what you were upset about. You're
Yeah,
just watching Jordan. He was like, it was one of those things.
I mean, I love the one day where we get into it because I just Jordan was just a different beast.
Yeah, Jordan's the goat, man, of
I
sports. In my
I
mind,
can
he's just the goat of
understand
sports.
LeBron's argument in all of this, but 6-0 will forever last in basketball as long as I'm alive.
Studley, he's the man. All right, so now
Yeah.
real quick, back to baseball. The last question that we didn't get to because we have to give our picks, right? Um, it's that time, right? So,
Ah,
who is your official pick for the World Series, and in how many games?
ah. I'm gonna eat my crow at the end of this, but I have a belief that with the statistics and because baseball is all analytical right now, it would go to Toronto winning in six.
Toronto in 6. I'm taking the Dodgers in 7.
Nice.
I don't know. They're this team's too good, but I think that this Blue Jays team has shown that if nothing else, they're going to war. Like they're going to win a couple of games by like 10 runs or more. Like they're you
I
know.
I can see that, but I don't know if I can see it by either team though. Really, I really don't. I think this is going to be a closer, like an 8-6 kind of vibe, but not like a 10-2 vibe.
We'll see. We're going to see, man. I'm
Oh,
excited
I
for it.
mean, yeah, like if Shohei decides to show up in this series, like continue on to what he's been already showing up to, then yeah, we got to watch out because Shohei can ruin us. Oh, is not Shohei in game? No, Shohei's game 3 probably. I think I heard he's going to be 3 or 4 where Shohei pitches.
Okay, so
Oh, did you
Shohei is
hear
showing.
this? Did you hear this? Like I don't know where somebody brought it up, but there's a rule about Shohei because him being a DH and him being a pitcher, whatever, at the same time in the same game. I guess somebody must have complained about it, but there's a rule for it that supported it. As long as the Dodgers put 10 on the field instead of 9, he can play as a pitch hitter. He can play as a designated hitter and a pitcher at the same time legally as two different players.
So
Like I saw the snap of the actual rule in the MLB rule book about it, explaining it all.
yeah, so what they do is they list him. They don't just list him as the pitcher, they list him as
Yeah,
being the DH for
yeah,
himself
yeah,
while he's pitching. And
yeah,
then when he stops pitching, a new pitcher comes in, but he remains as the DH like
yeah,
he did the other night and
yeah,
hit that third home run.
yeah,
Fucking guy.
yeah.
Unbelievable. They exploit rules that nobody knows even exist.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I said, it's a rule. He's like, wow, you can't get mad at the Dodgers. They're right by the rule book.
dude, I mean, listen, man, it's going to be a great series. I'm super excited for it. I don't know what's going on tomorrow night, but or Friday night, but I expect to be in either like a playback with some other fellas or a space or something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean,
That's my.
everybody's going to be listening for sure.
But I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it. No question about that. Really, really, it's. I mean, as much as I talk about every other sport, I love every other sport, but like, there's just something about baseball. You know what I mean? So, all right, now. It is that time of year, but the NBA just started, so we're not going to go crazy with the NBA stuff. There's 2 minutes left in the game. Knicks are up by 5. We'll see what happens there. But there's a bunch of games on tonight. Now, what we haven't discussed, and the thing that is going on, is the National Football League, right? Mm-hmm. So this week, there are some really awesome games this week. There are some, but like. We're kind of at like an impasse now, right? A lot of players have been hurt. A lot of people are out. Some people are coming back now, right? So we're seeing some teams getting healthy. We're seeing some teams getting injured. It's been a good season so far. We had right. So for those that don't know, I'm a New York Giants fan. Cove is a Denver Broncos fan. So, we had the epic first 3 quarters of Giants football. And then we had the epic 4th quarter of Denver Broncos football. You would think I would be mad, but I walked away and I was like, wow, there's so much to be positive for. We just need a closer on defense. Yeah. Somebody who gets after it in that last 5 minutes. I thought that was going to be Brian Burns, but hopefully Abdul Carter will develop into that guy. So I took positives away from it. You guys got your W. This is a season that like you have an opportunity to be making a push, but it looks like the Chiefs are back. So
yeah, that's the unfortunate part. The Chiefs are flying high right now, right? So they figured something out.
A lot of power rankings I've seen drop this week have the Chiefs listed as the number 1 or number 2 team in the NFL again.
But I think it's all on offense, per se. Offense versus defense. Just how they're playing as a whole is what's pushing them up there.
Well, so I think that this is a big part of it, right? So they had kind of like gotten away from being the Chiefs, right? Yeah. If you're watching them play football now, they're doing like dumb plays, like tricks, silly shit, like they're playing Chiefs football again. Like they look like they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And
when
those guys are having fun, it's a dangerous offense. So,
this is why people hate the Chiefs, because it's like they've found something that works that can just win. But I still go on the face of any given Sunday, and that's why you see them lose last year. Eagles figured them out and just walked all over them. It was just that's all it takes.
The Eagles can't figure themselves out this season, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, the Eagles. The last 2 weeks have to be studied by the Eagles. Like, how the hell did you go from this team to this team in so many weeks?
Well, it's completely different football for them, right? A pass heavy game, right? I mean, nobody bet. I don't think there's anyone in the world who bet Jalen Hurts to throw the over last weekend. I don't know, but that was a smart bet though, for sure. But I don't know. So it's that time of day. We're up to week 8. So we'll just kind of dive right in here. We'll look at the picks. We'll give our picks, talk a little bit about why, do what we do.
So I wanted to bring this one up just because we're going off the hip of this shit. How do you feel about the Jets being 0-0, no wins?
I posted a question this week on X. It said, who is the worst team in football? It had the Raiders, it had the Saints, it had the Tennessee Titans, and it had the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Right? People were like, what is going on? Why aren't the Jets here? They haven't won a game yet. And I told everybody, I said, listen, I am no longer ranking that Pop Warner football team with the professionals. So, they don't count here. Like, they're not even like a real football team at this point. I don't know.
No, but what do the Jets need to do?
Well, they did it this week. They're benching Justin Fields. Tyrod Taylor is the answer for them for right now. He used to be the Giants' backup. That guy can win games. They're not going to be playoffs, but he can likely help them make the rest of the season respectable and maybe keep Aaron Glenn's job for another season. He was able to do that for other people. So,
do the Jets have a potential to be the first ever 0-18 team?
17.
Yeah.
Well, right now. I mean, there's no doubting it. They're awful. Like they're supposed so because the coach is Aaron Glenn, who is like a known defensive guy, ran a great defense in I can't even say it, in Detroit. But like just to be a very buttoned up guy, right? You didn't hear a lot of noise coming from them in the off season. But since football has started, like the team looks anything but buttoned up, right? They look sloppy on the field. They're just not. They're afraid when they had Justin Fields playing. They were afraid to give the guy the ball, like the go ahead to throw the ball because like they don't know where it's going, right? So we'll see what they can do with Tyrod Taylor. They have, I mean, he has weapons. It's not like the guy doesn't have people. Like the guy's got good people. Like he's got Breece Hall as a running back. He's got Garrett Wilson. Like the guy's got some weapons. They're supposed to be a good defense.
Who do the Jets have this week?
You know what? That's a great question. Let's take a look. We'll make that the first game. Let's see what we got. Hopefully it's a bye week because they're just awful.
A bye week would give them a little comfort with Tyrod.
Oh, okay. No, it's not. Excuse me. No, they're playing red hot Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase and the boys from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what Sauce Gardner looks like against Chase with Flacco throwing lasers. He looked great this last 2 games. I don't think that's going to be the game where they right the ship, though. I don't.
To this day, just as you keep saying it, and I don't know if you ever noticed when we ever talk about him, I always have like a look because Joe Flacco, nothing against the man whatsoever, but I think of Shane Falco from the movies every time. The name always trips me up because I always think of Shane Falco.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. By the way, it's 116-108, 38 seconds left. The Knicks are still up. That's good news. Very good news.
You would have loved it if they lost live.
All right, so we're starting out with the Jets Cincinnati Bengals game. I'm taking the Bengals, no question about that. Yeah. What are you doing?
It's Bengals.
Bengals?
100%.
Okay, that makes total sense. I'm going to pull it up in ESPN so I can get the what I want to be able to do is look at the numbers. So Cincinnati is at home and they're a -6.5 point spread favorite.
That's an easy cover. That's an easy cover.
On the spread.
Mm-hmm. There's 100% easy cover. Yeah, it's an easy cover.
I think they'll cover. All right. So now we're going to dial back up. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, we've got the Vikings, 3-3 Vikings against the 4-3 Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is a primetime game. You know, these prime games are always good. I think they're usually way tighter games, but this game is also in LA. What do you think?
See, the thing is, 2 weeks ago, I would have been like all Chargers all the way. But now it's like, I don't know.
They don't look great.
No, it's just something's wrong and they can't seem to fix it.
I agree. I think the Chargers.
This Vikings team could come in and just. I don't think it's going to be a domino win by Minnesota as we're picking the current picks, but I think Minnesota can win by a field goal in this game.
Definitely not impossible. Listen, they're 3-3. If their defense, they're okay. So here's kind of the problem: the defense has been. And I think this is partly because the offense isn't keeping the defense off the field. They're not doing their job. So a lot of the time, the defense is playing way too much. You know what I mean? But they're giving up points. Where this was a top 5 defense last season, right now they're maybe ranked 19th or 20th in the league. And they're supposed to be much better than that. So if they can step it up and get it together, I could see a win. I'm going Chargers, but I would go money line because I think this game's going to be way closer. Like, down to the end, like a 1-2 point win.
Is it field goal for me?
Yep. Makes total sense. I agree with you on that. So Sunday to start off Sunday morning for me, 1:00 Eastern time. We have my Giants going into Lincoln Financial. So the Giants are 1-0 this season against the Eagles. Can they pull off another win?
No. I think the Eagles will come back in this week.
Okay. Now, obviously, I opened my heart to Dart, and this is a division game, so I'm going to take my Giants because I think we could pull it off. Let's go for it. But I would not touch. I wouldn't. I don't know if I. You know what? I might take the spread. I might take the Giants plus 7.5. That might be the way I would do it. But I think they're going to win outright. Plus 270 New York Football Giants, baby. Let's go. Open your heart to Dart. Bears are at the Ravens. Bears just won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
The Ravens have 1 win on the season, and Lamar Jackson is out.
It's gonna be the funniest pick I'll ever make in my life. I'm going Bears.
Yeah,
I'm going Bears.
Absolutely. This is the first time that we both agree on the fact that the Bears are going to win a football game. 100%. I'm all the way with that. So Baltimore is favored. Chicago is actually plus 240. I would absolutely bet the money line on that. And I'm going to bet the money line on that. Let me rephrase that. I like that one. We got the Dolphins, the 1-6 Dolphins, led by everyone in the world is kind of confused how Tua hasn't been benched. McDaniel still has a job. Greer still has a job. I don't even know what's going on down there, but they're playing the Falcons.
I've heard rumors and it involved Tua in a trade. Like, I was just like, and the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you'll find it interesting, but Tua being traded for Shador.
Okay. First of all, that's literally the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Let me tell you why. If that was going to happen, which would just be such a bad decision. But if you were to do that, you're bringing Tua in to be the backup because you don't know that you can trust him to be the starter yet. You got to let Dylan Gabriel have some runway at this point. Yeah. But Tua has a history of concussions, and he has a $50 million price tag on it. So you gotta let the Dolphins cut him, right? You gotta let the Dolphins cut that guy and eat his contract as dead cap space, and then sign him on a league minimum. Don't trade them anything for that guy. That guy is a waste. Just saying.
I mean, they have a history of paying shitty quarterbacks.
All right, so now back to the focus. Dolphins, Falcons. Yeah. I got Falcons.
Oh, Falcons is gonna walk all over this one.
I expect this to be like I've been hearing people say things like Bijan Robinson is the best player in football.
Bijan's gonna walk all over this Miami defense. He's gonna
say. Everyone keeps saying Bijan's the best football player in football. Bijan was on the same field as Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey was easily the best person on that field. No question. So Bijan needs to step up, show us what he's about. He had a good game, but he could have a great game. And this is a place where he could eat like crazy. He could have crazy fantasy points at home. You're playing the Dolphins. That's just a crazy game.
I'll give a crazy number. Like, if Bijan went off, I could see a 245 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bijan is absolutely around a 250 all-purpose kind of guy. He's an absolute stud when he's on. No question. All right. Bills, Panthers. Now, I'm just going to throw it out there. The Bills have been kind of disappointing recently.
They have been, but against the Panthers, I don't think Allen's going to go in.
The same amount of wins.
Yeah, I know that. It's because they've shown up the last few weeks, but I still don't think that they're not going to beat the Bills. I just don't think.
I think that I expect Josh Allen to right the ship this week. This is a game, though. I wouldn't touch this game just because I think the Panthers they're at home, so this could definitely end up going the wrong way. So I wouldn't touch it. All right. So we got another lot. So this week, I guess this week is all interconference, games. So now we got the 49ers and the Texans at Houston.
It's guaranteed 49ers. It's with Mac Jones, the 49ers are kind of showing up. Well, Brock's out,
They
right?
are. Absolutely.
So I mean, like, I'm not worried about the 49ers in this game at all.
I would like to see them get the W. I think they will. I think they'll improve to 6-2. I think that's a good one. Browns and the Patriots. Now, this is going to be awful because the Browns are awful and they're going to be at Foxborough. And
But
Drake
May has been playing excellent the last 2 weeks.
Unreal. Guy looks like the MVP.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal.
So you get that Drake May for the rest of the season. The Patriots are gonna be a dangerous team.
Absolutely. I think hot take here. The Patriots are going to win the AFC East. Bookmark it. Come back to me later. The Bills are going to finish in second. Hopefully, my boy Bill's
So just ask this. Now, if you had to go back and you had to say, okay, do we keep Mac Jones and never draft Drake May, or draft Drake May? Like, with what's been going on with Drake May and what happened with Mac Jones, who would you take, regardless of what?
The way that this is unfolded is exactly the way it was supposed to. The reason that Mac Jones was unsuccessful is because he was in the right offense or the wrong offense. He was he is doing so much better because he's in a Kyle Shanahan offense. So he fits perfectly with the 49ers offense. There's no reason this unfolded perfectly for both teams. Drake May is doing his thing. He looks elite already in his second season, right? And while they did sign Brock Purdy to around $53 million a year, he's not even playing. They're getting all these W's with Mac Jones.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I like the Mac Jones fit. I understand that you have a starter that's worth a lot more, to your team, and you're supposed to play him. But if Mac keeps winning like this, I find it hard that you bench him going into the second half of the season when he's just crushing it, man. And he's just playing with all grit. So I don't know. That's my thought on that. All right, let's see. Next game we got Bucks and the Saints. This is a division rivalry, actually. So the Bucks just keep Mike Evans came back and then immediately broke his collarbone. He's not gonna break Jerry Rice's record now.
Yeah, he's not gonna break Rice's record. Which, unfortunately, we would have seen a Rice record got broke this year, but now that's gonna be passed down to somebody else.
Eventually someone will get there. But I think this one, for me, I think this is going to be a tougher game than people would everyone would just want to go Bucks. I feel like Spencer Rattler has played competent quarterback, not good, but he's played competent for them. I feel like they've had some real fight in that team and they've been difficult. I almost want to say this is going to be a trap game for the Bucks, and I'm going to go with the Saints.
Mm-hmm. Saints, really? I'm really just still with the Bucks.
I mean, listen. That was an awful pick by me just now.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is what not gonna say if it was or wasn't, but I'm just saying we have seen this in the last few weeks of watching football. Drake, I was gonna say Drake May, but he has oh shit, I'm trying to think. He's got that dog in him. That's what I was going for. He's got that dog in him right now. The last few weeks, the way
Baker Mayfield,
yeah,
absolutely.
So I'm not betting against it. I'm not betting against a guy that's in that kind of mindset right now. Until you knock him off his pedestal a little bit, it's going to be hard to beat him.
Okay, that's fair. All right, what about the Titans and the Colts? Any shot that the Titans can go into Indianapolis and win a game?
No. I think, though, and I mean, I love the Colts for when Manning was there, and I have nothing against the organization, but the Colts are going to steamroll these guys one way or the other.
The Colts are a 14.5 point favorite.
I don't know if you're going to get 14. I'm going to take a 7 to 13 range on this game, but like or for us in Canada it's 1 to 13. I would take a 1 to 13 point bet on this game. I would not take a 14 plus right yet.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Like realistically, I'll bet this game, and what I'll do is I'll do like the Colts by 9.5, and I'll parlay that with Danny Jones plus 200 yards, or like something simple to make it a decent
Well, I
bet.
mean, you're loving Daniel as a Giants fan. You're still loving Daniel Jones with the way he's playing right now.
Okay, so here's a fact. Here's a simple fact. I don't make these up. This is just the truth, and this is the way it would break out right now. If the NFL went to the playoffs today, the NFC 1 seed would be the Green Bay Packers.
Mhm.
If the AFC, it would be the Indianapolis Colts. They are by large the best team in football right now. Like, I can't doubt them because they just keep doing it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're almost halfway through the season and they just keep beating up on people. You know,
Yes.
like Taylor just looks incredible. Danny Jones looks like an MVP. Their defense is playing solid ball. This looks like Danny Jones looks like he reinvigorated the coach Steichen. I got nothing bad to say about those guys. If I was them, I might try and get Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals before the trade deadline. If I was them, or if I was the Cowboys, I would do that. Cowboys should do that too. It's a good move. All right, next game up, we got. Speaking of which, we got the Cowboys and the Broncos. So MVP frontrunner Dak Prescott with his awesome weapons, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, to name a few, is coming to Mile High Stadium. Can they beat that defense this weekend? What do you think? I mean, you're a Broncos fan, so like
with their last two wins, they're just not. I can't see them being there. I just see Dallas sliding by in this game. I really do. Unfortunately, I mean, look at last week. It'd be a 33-point miracle to come back from the game.
Listen, I'm right there with you. Dallas is my pick in this game. I think Dallas is going to shock them and end up they're going to end up putting up big points against a defense that doesn't give up big points. That's what I think is going to happen.
I mean, if you want to call a trap game, this is definitely a trap game for Denver.
I can agree with that 100%. All right, next one. We got the Steelers hosting the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers gets the opportunity to stick it to the Green Bay Packers.
And I got him to do it. I have him to win in Green Bay.
So they're at home in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
To me, I think Pittsburgh can win this game. I think that they should win this game.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I wouldn't say should win this game. They can win this game. If the same thing as earlier bet was 1 to 13, I would still put that range on that game.
If Micah Parsons plays like he did last weekend, Aaron Rodgers may not make it through the end of this game. Legitimately.
That's a possibility too.
Like he had 3 sacks himself last week. Aaron Rodgers is 42. That guy is like 26, and he is all in his prime. I mean, he's got a quarterback contract, bro. $47 million a year. He might kill somebody out there. Who knows? All right, last game. I think we both go the same way on this one. The Commanders are going into Arrowhead. The Chiefs are red hot. They look like the Chiefs of old. They do not look like the discombobulated ones we saw in the first couple of weeks. They're a minus 12.5 favorite this week. Jaden Daniels has been ruled out. With a backup quarterback, can the Commanders compete, or is this going to be like another blowout week for them, for the Chiefs?
Blowout? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not 100% sold on a blowout. This could be an interesting game. I think it's gonna be a great game to watch. I think it'll be a back and forth for a while before Chiefs get a little bit of a lead. But I'll go with your 9 on that one. I give them a 9, like a +9 on this.
Okay. I'm taking the Chiefs to blow it out. I think the Chiefs are going to win by more than 2 touchdowns. I can't stand it, but they just look too good right now. So we'll see.
I mean, you got to give Pat dues where Pat gets dues, right?
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, so listen, that is about all we've got for this week. Next week, we will be shifting the focus to hockey. And then the week after that, we'll be shifting into the NBA. And then we'll kind of just start wrapping everything up, like we normally do. So that's all we got this week for Vinny's Corner, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you as always. Hopefully, we gave you something that you can use this weekend. Have a great week.